Yo, what's up? It's Mr. Marvel here, and here are some gaming questions that you may or may not know about me. Okay, so the first question is my favourite games as a kid, and right up there is Zelda Wind Waker. I mean, what a game that was. But also Pokemon Red and Blue, of course, Pokemon Snap, Crash Bandicoot, Mario Sunshine, just to name a few. But yeah, I would say Wind Waker was the number one, but yeah, those were the days. So my favourite franchise in gaming is Assassin's Creed. I mean, a few years ago that was absolutely nailed on, but now not as much. I mean, maybe Xenoblade or Animal Crossing will surpass it. But yeah, I can't deny it's Assassin's Creed. I like all the games. Some are a lot better than others, obviously, but yeah, it's still my favourite franchise, I would say, and I still do look forward to the games. But yeah, it could be overtaken soon, let me tell you. Are you excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Yeah, as I just said, I am, but not as hyped as I normally am, and for some reason it's just not on my radar at the minute. But with the likes of Jesper Kyd as the composer and Darby McDevitt as the writer, it's going to be a good game, so the closer we get to it, the more hyped I'll get, I reckon. Favourite Assassin's Creed game? That has to be Assassin's Creed Black Flag for sure. It's one of my favourite games of all time, to be honest. I mean, everything about it, apart from the modern day, is like near perfect. So yeah, I'd have to go for Black Flag, of course. And yeah, I made a video on it, so yeah, check it out. Least favourite Assassin's Creed game? I would have to go with Syndicate just about, because since I've played it for the first time, I've had no urge to play it whatsoever again. And I've played all the other Assassin's Creed games at least twice, so there's just something about it I just cannot be bothered to play again. But it's a decent depiction of London back in the day, in the Victorian times. But as a game, no, it just didn't do it for me. So my 2019 Game of the Year was Astral Chain. I mean, what a game that was. Combat, soundtrack, even the story was absolutely amazing. I've done a couple of videos on it, so some of you may know my feelings toward this game. But yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses was pretty close, I've got to be honest. But yeah, Astral Chain just about beat it. So my 2020 Game of the Year so far, and it has to be Animal Crossing New Horizons. I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't think any other game coming out this year will beat it, of course. I've played it every single day since release, around 400 hours, and I'm still having a ton of fun with it, a ton of fun. And yeah, it just brings a little smile to my face, I'm not going to lie. And as you can see, I've made tons of videos on it as well, so yeah, it's definitely the Game of the Year, and it's not going to get beaten at all. Biggest disappointment of 2020 so far, and I don't think there's any doubt about this one as well. Last of Us Part 2. I mean, what the hell were they thinking? What were they smoking? I don't understand at all. I mean, there's a million ways they could have done it differently. I'm not saying Joel could have survived the whole game. He could have died, and if it was done well, it would have been brilliant. But yeah, the whole story was absolutely insane. Too many coincidences as well in the story, and it just didn't make sense. Like, why was there a pregnant lady out in combat? Like, why? Oh my god, yeah. But I could be here all day. I could be here all day with this game. But yeah, it's definitely the biggest disappointment of the year, and probably the whole generation, to be honest. But some people like it, and fair play to them. But nah, not for me. Favourite game on the Nintendo Switch, and it has to be Xenoblade Chronicles 2. What a game that was. Like, everything about it, I was just so in awe of the characters, the story, combat was very tricky at the start, but once I got the hang of it, it was so satisfying. But the story, man, and the music, oh my god. No game has ever affected me like that before. No game has, and it's one to remember, and I don't think it'll get beaten, but Breath of the Wild is just behind it, and I would say Animal Crossing is just behind it as well. Maybe it could overtake it one day because of all the updates Animal Crossing has. But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles, what a game. Favourite animals in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I think it's pretty obvious who my number one is, and that is Sherb. I mean, he was my third animal and I haven't looked back since. I've made loads of videos on him. He is definitely number one. But a few more that I really like is Stitches, Bo, Aurora and Marina. That'll probably be my top 5 in no particular order. But yeah, Sherb is number one for sure. So my favourite PlayStation 4 game has to be Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, everything about it I loved. I've played it multiple times already. I mean, what a game. What a game. Horizon Zero Dawn. I'd recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it yet, honestly. Aloy, the soundtrack, the open world, the story, it nailed it all. Even the DLC was really good. So yeah, definitely my favourite PlayStation 4 game. So my most anticipated games coming up in the next couple of years would be Horizon Forbidden West. Absolutely can't wait. As I just said, I love Horizon Zero Dawn. And oh my god, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, I absolutely can't wait for it. What a game the first one was. And the fact that Zelda are doing a sequel, the Zelda sequel gets me even more excited. Yeah, those are the two. Those are the two. Favourite soundtrack in gaming? I mean, that has to be Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I mean, all the Xenoblade games have amazing music, but 2 stands out head and shoulders above any Xenoblade game or any game I've ever played, honestly. It's the ambient themes, they've got day and night ones that are absolutely amazing. The battle themes, oh my god, the battle themes, there's so much range to them as well. And the emotional ones tying into emotional parts of the story. There's no contest really, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, even the songs with lyrics and vocals in are absolutely amazing. I can't speak any higher of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 soundtrack. I mean, just listen to it for yourself, or don't just listen to it, play the game and you will listen to it, honestly. I'd recommend playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 more than any other game, to be honest, because I think it's only sold a couple of mil from last time I checked, but yeah, definitely Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Okay, so last question now, and it is my top 5 games of all time. In no particular order, because I'm always changing this, so I'm not going to say my definite top 5. But it will have to be Red Dead Redemption 2, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, I've changed that so many times over the years, but yeah, they're 5 that stand out head and shoulders above the rest for me. But I'll tell you what, Animal Crossing New Horizons could be making an entry soon, if not already. But yeah, they're the 5 that stand out the most, and they're totally different games, really. If you look at that, Red Dead Redemption 2, Zelda Breath of the Wild, completely different games, and yeah, I love them all, and they're the games that stand out the most and mean the most to me. You know, you got to go off a feeling. And of course there are other games, like a load of Assassin's Creed games like Number 2 and Revelations and Brotherhood, but those 5 beat it. Those 5 beat them. God of War as well. There are so many games I've played over the years, but they're the 5 that stand out the most. Well, that's a wrap, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned a bit more about me, if you care. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and see you soon.